Martin from Manchester. Rob Photo from, from the UK. Ken from San Angelo, Texas. We have Geoff Obergun from Ontario. Carla from Portugal. I'm sorry if I misspelled your name in French. Ken from San Angelo. Oh, I get a little echo from you, Mike.
You should be good now.
Okay, cool. Nancy Gardwood from Merritt Island. Vinny from New York. Vlad from Sacramento. Harry from London. Harry Styles? No, just kidding. My daughter is crazy about Harry Styles. We got Rebecca from Florida. Phil R from Denver. Marcus from Austria. Serge from Calgary. Paul from India. Hello, hello. All right, guys, this is going to be very exciting today. I received over 316 raw files to retouch. So I won't be able to do everything, but I'm going to be retouching a whole bunch of your photos and giving you a lot of photo critiques. I love this because you can even use the link in real time to send me photos. Actually, do you have the link, Mike? So so if it's in the newsletter, you can give them the link, and in real time they can give it to me. And just make sure you give me a raw file and your name on it. Raw file name, and don't give me a JPEG, or give me the raw file and the JPEG so how you retouched it. But I need the raw file. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put the link here in the chat window. So, and I know we're about 4 minutes past the hour now, so Serge's gonna rock right into the masterclass today. Yeah. Then we're gonna be giving you your free gift. Serge is gonna have a great offer for you today, and then we're gonna go through all of your photos. Make sure, please, as Serge said, no JPEGs. Send us raw files so Serge can retouch your photo raw.
Yeah, and if they want some JPEGs, you can, but just send the raw file so I can see how you retouched it, which is actually a great idea, but I need the raw file so I can do my version of it, you know. Anyways, guys, this is my expert photography secret. It is how to be a successful photographer without expensive gear, formal education, and years of practice. I guess talking about gear for a sec, you know, Nikon just announced they're going out with the mirrorless, and they have the Z6 and Z7 that they announced yesterday, I think. They look amazing. A lot of people have been asking me, like, would you buy them if you had Nikon lens? And the answer is yes, I would totally. And I'll explain you the difference between mirrorless and DSLR a bit later on if you stick around. It's huge. You know, mirrorless is the future. But guys, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you a free bonus you can put into action right away. I'm going to give you some skies, some of my best skies that I actually shot in the state of Michael in Florida. Florida is the best. You know, if you want to get the best sky in the world, you just spend a week in Florida and you get a whole library, which is what I did. Spend actually months in Florida shooting skies, and then because they have all, because of the humidity in Florida, you've got all like thin clouds, heavy clouds, great suns. It's unbelievable. It is it's the Shutterstock of sky in Florida. Anyway, so I'm going to give you some of my best skies, some of my best texture, and I'm going to give you some of my best preset and profile. But I'm also going to give you tutorials on how to use them and how to install them. And it's all free if you stick around till the end. My goal is to help two types of people: the amateur that wants to become pro and make a living out of photography, and the amateur who does not care about making money with photography, but wants to take the best possible photo for friends and family to enjoy. Don't forget, if you stay until the end, I have a free bonus that you can put into action immediately. Now, I want to give you a little story about this photo. This photo is up to today the photo that I sold for the biggest amount of money, 4,000 euro, roughly 4,500 US dollars. I shot this photo about 10 years ago on a Canon T2i, the entry price DSLR, the cheapest Canon camera out there, 12 million pixel, super high ISO. And it's funny that up to today, it's still the photo that I made the most money on. So I think gear is not everything. I think knowing the basic principle of photography and post-processing is the fastest way to be a great photographer. And it is a lot more simple than you think. I went from nothing to actually 520,000 followers now on YouTube. I'm an official Adobe speaker. You know, by the way, I should be at Photo Expo and at the Salon de la Photo in Paris, speaking on the behalf of Adobe. I've published 4 coffee table books, and so 2 in colors, Venice and Los Angeles. Los Angeles just came out, and then a couple of years ago, I published New York and Paris. You know, and this is like big coffee table books that you find in Barnes & Nobles and in most libraries around the world. I'm very blessed, you know, to be able to share with the world my photography. It's so cool. I've got 15 technical books out on Amazon. I've been published in over 400 magazines, including twice in National Geographic, once for Corsica and another one time for Paris. But my biggest proudness is that my work is in over 85 galleries around the world. I've sold hundreds and hundreds, even probably over 1,000 prints now through the Yellow Corner network. It's the Yellow Corner network, in case you don't know this, is, I think, on this planet, the biggest art gallery network in the world. And what they do, which is amazing, is they don't sell the prints for too much money. They do a lot of quantity. It goes from $79 to $1,000 usually, and the average price is about $300-400. So it's a lot of quantity. The galleries are super nice. They're super well located. In the US, you only have one in New Jersey, Chicago, that just opened like 2 months ago, and Laguna Beach in California. But they're all over Paris, all over Asia, all over Germany. 84 galleries around the world. If you go to the website, you can see all where there is galleries. I make more money with my fine art photography than I ever did in my whole career as a salesman. But before 2004, I had never touched a camera. Before the age of 34, and even before the age of 40, I never made money with photography. I'm 48 today, so it's been 8 years I've been making money with photography, and it's been better for the last 5 years, But I want to give you a little bit of a background of who I am. When I was a kid, I went to see The Return of the Jedi, and it totally changed my life. It totally blew my mind because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but it's not just about the movie. It's how the movie affected my entire family and friends. Everybody was talking about it, and made me realize the power of art, because it's entertainment. Entertainment is art. And it made me realize that I really wanted to do something artistic with my life. I wanted to be an artist, but I'm also a geek. I love computers. So I first got into coding, and then I got stuck into coding. I was a very early dad. That's Marine, the sunshine of my life, my first daughter, that was born in 96 when I was, 94. I was 24 years old. The thing is, coding, I was all day long on my desk on a computer. So I wanted to do something else. So around the age of 25, 26, I got into sales. And when I was 28 years old, I started working for my brother's company. He created a company called 1001 Web Promotion in Paris. And it was kind of like the first agency doing websites for hotels and restaurants, mostly for hotels. And, also lawyers and other things, but it was mostly for hotels. And we hired 3 professional photographers because hotels needed a lot of photos. And it became a huge company. It became the #1 company because then it became, a web agency doing ads and many other things. Anyways, I got remarried. My wife had some boys. And now, I'm 34 years old. I've been a salesman for 5 years. I've got 4 amazing kids. And, life is good. I'm making great money. But, the kid that was in me that wanted to be an artist was kind of sad because, I felt like my life is going to go like this. And I was going to arrive at 60 years old and never do something artistic in my life. So when I was about 33, 34 years old, I started to, because I wanted to be an actor originally. Actually, when I came out of The Return of the Jedi, I wanted either to be a director of movie or an actor. That was kind of the 2 things, and I never got to it, But when I was 33, 34, I started, taking acting lessons again, and I started directing short movies. But back then it was really hard. There was no camera. I mean, there was only DSLR. There was no DSLR, so you had to really get very fancy cameras. And honestly, I was going nowhere because, to make a short movie, you need the actors, you need the lights, you need cameras, you need so many things. So I kind of felt depressed because I felt this was going nowhere and that, I was making good money, not great money, but good money. And in 2004, something happened that changed my life forever. I went on vacation with a whole bunch of friends in Guadeloupe, including my best friend, Kelvin Pimont. And he showed me Photoshop for the first time. I took a photo of one of a friend that was with us, and he showed me, you see on the left side, you've got the unretouched photo. On the right side, he erased the people in the water. He made the clouds, he added contrast and saturation. And it hit me that Photoshop plus a camera, I could at least create art. I didn't need a team of people to make short movies. I didn't need fancy cameras that cost like $8,000. And so I went back and I started making so much mistakes, you wouldn't believe it. I really got overwhelmed because I couldn't find an easy way to learn photography or post-processing. All the books out there on Photoshop was really hard. And I bought a whole bunch of books that I throw away because I couldn't find somebody that could just simply explain things, you know. I remember I bought like a book about photography and they were going through like photons and, you know, like mathematical formula like that. You don't need to know to take great photos. Anyways, after almost giving up 2 or 3 times, I finally figured out how I could shoot Paris by night. And one night, you know, I mean, I'm living about a half an hour away from the heart of Paris. So one night I stayed in Paris. After 2 o'clock in the morning, I said, I'm going to shoot Paris by night. And that's my first photo shoot from like 2005. And the first shoot, I actually found books from Scott Kelby, amazing man. I could finally understand Photoshop or photography. Anyways, that's the first photo shoot that I did when I was 35 years old, about 13 years ago. And I was so proud because I shot Paris by night. I'm sorry, these photos are horrible when I look at it now. But at the time, it was like the best thing on earth. I was so proud. And I remember the next day, you know, I walked into the office and I walked like, you know, Fancy from Friends or something. I was like walking slow-mo into the office. I went straight to the photographers that were there and I said, hey guys, I just took the most amazing series of photos about Paris. You know, I was like really bragging and I showed the photo to the lead photographer that was working in the agency. And he looked at them and I felt he didn't like them at all. And I said, what's wrong? I mean, come on, it's Paris by night, you know, it's beautiful. And he says, yeah, but all these cars are black. There is like no, you know, it starts showing me photos from Morocco with like amazing skies, blue hour, golden hour, day, you know, sunset. And then I tell him, yeah, but if I had to get a sunset, you know, sunset lasts maybe 20 minutes. I could only take like 1 or 2 photos. And I remember it all my life. He looked at me and he said, welcome to the world of photography. So I said, okay, you want sunset? I'm going to go get sunset. And that was the first sunset I got. And I was not happy at all. I mean, the sunset is kind of okay, but like the water is like very noisy. It's got like small wave, you know, like the texture of the water is like hurts my eyes, you know. And so he said something about golden hour, which is like an hour before sunset. So that's my first golden hour. And I was like, this is really not good. You know, like the yellow on the walls, it just don't work. So I said, oh, I remember one day there was like nice clouds and I went and started taking clouds and, you know, I realized that learning is the key, you know. There was I was going nowhere because I just couldn't get these photos to go right, you know. So I started a routine from 9 to 6. I was like the VP salesman of my brother's company. And from like 6 to 7, 6 to 8, I was on a scooter driving around Paris looking for great moments of life, you know. And I remember I had the Canon T2i and I had like a small man photo tripod in my scooter, you know. And then I would go home, you know, after doing some photo shoots, I would, you know, have dinner with family. And then I would, you know, start retouching. Instead of watching TV, I would start retouching my photos and learning every day, you know. I'll give you a trick that will change your life, and I am not kidding. Whatever your passion in life is, whether it's, you know, I guess it's photography if you're here, or music, or either, you know, you got to learn and you got to find the right mentors and you got to give it at least 10 minutes per day. One of the biggest mistake people, and I've done this mistake many times, where you want to learn, but you're like, oh, I want like a full evening. I want a full day where I'm going to be learning. And that evening or that day never comes because, you know, kids come and they want to do something else. And you're just too busy to spend a whole evening learning stuff, you know. And so if you've got a busy life, I'll give you a trick. You got 10 minutes. Well, give it at least 10 minutes per day. So I used to fall asleep watching tutorials, and my wife at first hated it because we had an iMac, like, you know, in front of my bed. But she got so much used to it, she could not fall asleep without me watching a tutorial. Anyways, after 2 years of spinning my wheels, I discovered that there's only a few basic words and concepts you need to understand to use your camera well. You know, you got to install ISO, shutter speed, you know, aperture. That light is the most important element of photography, and there are simple methods to get great composition, you know. And there are simple strategies for getting noticed on social media. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 secrets that will give you an unfair competitive advantage. And when you're going to see the photos that I received 310 raw files that I'm going to show you in a minute, and you will see why some people are not aware of these 3 secrets. So myth number 1, if you don't have a unique environment, you cannot take beautiful photographs. You know, people often tell me that my photography is easy because I live in Paris, which is not the case anymore. I live in LA, but I've taken beautiful photos in the simplest of location. You know, secret number 1, shooting at the right time of the day and knowing the exact camera settings to use is far more important than traveling to a beautiful location. I mean, the word photography itself means from the Greek phos and graphe, which means drawing with the light. So nicer is your light, nicer is your light, nicer is going to be your photo. This is a photo I did not expect to have such a success on. I was on Sunday afternoon, and I am not kidding when I'm going to say this, it's not an understatement, is the most ugly countryside of all time. It was flat, there was no hail, there was no leaf on the tree because it was the middle of the winter and it was full of mud everywhere. The colors were awful. All of a sudden, I see a horse, you know, far away. I run to the horse, and then we have this magical golden hour that happens. Now, a golden hour is about an hour before sunset. That 1 hour before the sun hits the horizontal line. That's the golden hour. But sometimes you got a great golden hour where you have a lot of clouds above you and no clouds in front of you. And that's what happened. And then it starts lighting from under, and then you get, you know, it all becomes red. And so I got the shot. I made a magazine cover with that shot. I got, I think, 2 magazine covers, at least many articles on it. Crazy. You know, the ugliest location in the world, but great subject, the horse, and great light. Same thing. I went, you know, shot the lavender fields in the south of France when there was no lavender. They just cut it. I arrived too late. But, you know, I got a lot of attractions on the photo because it had a great sunset. Even worse story. About a couple of months ago, Tim Shield, which is one of my students on my academy, he said, oh, I'm in Los Angeles. Can we go and shoot the Hollywood sign together? And I've been up there many times, but I stopped going there because just the way to get up there is so bizarre and strange. I'm not kidding now. You literally have to go through people's backyard to get up there. Anyways, he had like a whole mapped out. And so I said, okay, let's do it. It's about an hour walk to get up there. And this is how it looked when we arrived. And we stayed late. We figured out a way to, because there's fences, to, you know, have the camera on the fences. And that's the photo that I got at the end of the day. A week later, I get an email from a movie director, a young movie director of mine. He says that the state of California is looking for a new photo. They're doing like a photo contest to represent Hollywood around the world. I sent the photo and I won first place. You know, the California Film Commission is pleased to award first place in the category of Best Iconic Landmark to Sergio O'Malley in the 2000 Film in California photo contest for the photo Hollywood Sign from Behind. Now, do you think I would have won this contest if I would have sent that photo? Obviously not. I sent that photo. It was an HDR. I even did a bit of, added some clouds, and I won first place. So, you know, a friend of mine who does autonomous, like basically no driver buses, wanted a photo. I said, yeah, but you got to find a good light. So we found a great light, and I just took a snapshot for him. But he loved it so much that he's been using it as his main photo. You know. Now, guys, I have an academy that I have online, an online academy that I want to share with you, and I want to tell you a couple of success stories. Rick Walter is one of my students. He not only did my academy, but he also came to me on a workshop. And by the way, I'm doing a lot of workshops next year: Florence, Italy, Paris, 2 in Los Angeles. You got to check out on my website. It's limited to 10 people. Anyway, so he came to Paris for one of my workshops. And when he came back, he says, you know what? I want to make a book about Chicago. So he made a black and white book, but he only shot moments of light that were awesome and then turned it into black and white. Because black and white, you know, needs great light. Not necessarily great colors, but a great light to be strong black and white. That's one of the photos we shot together. I love how he's got the Eiffel Tower lighting up the moon there, you know. So light is the first secret. And I'm not kidding you. You could probably take a trash can in the right light and still get a great photo. Okay, now myth number 2, and I think this one is one of the reasons why a lot of people never pursue art because they believe they don't have talent. You know, So there is a myth saying you must be born with a great eyes and spend years practicing in order to create beautiful composition. That is wrong. There's only 5 basic principles to know about composition that will make your photo look completely professional. The definition of composition that I invented is the arrangement of the elements of your photography to convey a message. Your photo must tell a story, and there are rules that's going to help you tell that story. Rule of thirds, framing the frame, leading lines, the message. There are specific things you can know to create composition. And in the academy, I spent a great deal explaining you, what the composition rules are and how they can be applied. For example, this village here in Gordes. Gordes is an amazing village in the south of France. In the Luberon, I went and got the sunrise there. So check out, I like that photo, but I like the photo even more, because it's got like framing the frame, leading lines. It's got a foreground, middle ground, background. This photo, which is, a lot of people ask me, what is your favorite photo of all time? This is it. This is my favorite photo of all time. It's the one I like the most. Some people may think otherwise, but this photo respects 7 different rules of composition and already made 2 book covers. So, and I'm going to explain to you in the academy what that is. I want to introduce you to another photographer who did my training. His name is Swapan Jha. He's from Boston, and he sent me some photos of like really great composition. Like he was at the Taj Mahal, it was loaded with people, and he had this idea of doing a frame in a frame of the Taj Mahal. I thought it was amazing. Same for the Washington monuments. After finishing the academy, he decided to make a book on Boston. A lot of my students make books on their CDs. I love that. But he doesn't just do, black and white. He also does colors. Look at this photo. It's got everything, there's 5 hidden secrets of composition there. You will know more if you do my composition course. Tim Shield is the amazing photographer and student that I shot the Hollywood sign with. And he sent me this really nice message months ago saying, I cannot even begin to tell you how much the online training from Sir Jeremy has helped me with my entire photography process, from composition and camera settings to post-processing and printing. If you want to move forward in your photography and go from good to great, then you need to take the training from Serge. He is the real deal. I can tell you, when I get a message like this, I cried. Because the guy is amazing. Look at his photos. Tim Shield is, when I have a student who starts sending me photos like this, I'm like, oh, I'm not such a bad teacher. I never got that shot. Next time I'm doing my workshop in Paris, I promise you will get that shot. It's the roof of the Arc de Triomphe with the 2 leading lines of the Eiffel Tower. It's unbelievable. Look at this photo he shot in Death Valley or again in Dubai. The guy knows photography really well. In fact, you should check him out. He's teaching online. He's a great teacher. Now, he went from student to teacher. Myth number 3, using post-processing and preset is cheating. I hear that all the time. You must get it right into the camera. And, if you do too much post-processing, it's cheating. We are here to make art. Now, if you're doing portrait and you're using an 85-1.4 lens and you have like an amazing bokeh in your back, this is not natural. The eye doesn't see bokeh. Only the 85-1.4 sees bokeh. If you use an ND filter and you put on an ND filter and you got a lone exposure, the eye doesn't see a lone exposure. That's cheating. If you go very wide and you see like everything more than the eyes can see, that's cheating. So whether you use an optical lens or a filter to create an impact, some of my photos have 3 seconds of retouching, and they are some of my best settings. Some of my photos have hours of retouching, and they are my best setting. And the reverse is true. All that matters is what emotions you get from your photos, what other people get from your photos. Having the right Lightroom preset is an amazing starting point because it's going to give you so many things, and you will see in a few minutes when I'm going to be retouching your photography. I'll tell you a little story about presets. When I did my Venice book, I thought I had 3 months to retouch all the photos, and I discovered that I only had about a week time. And it drove me crazy because I had 3,000 raw files to go through to give my publisher 110 great photos of Venice. And so the problem is that raw files are very dull. You'll see when I'm going to be retouching your stuff, most of the time they're very dull. There's almost no colors. You have to develop it. That's the big difference between RAW and JPEG. And so, open up the shadows, bring down the highlights, do the black, do the white, get the proper exposure, find the right white balance, find the right colors, the hue, saturation, and luminance. You know, I would do that for a photo, and then I can decide whether or not it's going to end up in the book. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, no, this is not good. You know, so I had to, you know, take another one and do like 20 sliders. Oh, no, this is not good. And I realized I'm doing this over and over and over again. So I started this idea of creating 5 presets for golden hour, 5 presets for sunset, 5 presets for day, 5 presets for night. And that became what it's called today, my signature preset, which is amazing and what I use every day. And I'll be retouching your photo in just a few minutes with this preset. If you think post-processing is cheaping, let me introduce you to one of the greatest photographers of all time, Ansel Adams. This is a photo that he shot. It's called The Moon Over Hernandez, New Mexico. It was a huge hit when it came out because of the black sky. Now, on the left side, you've got the negative, the original negative straight out of the camera, and on the right side, you have what we call the print. Now, meet Ansel Adams' son and Mark Spielberg, a good friend of mine. And Ansel Adams' son was explaining how Ansel was retouching his photos. So just to give you a little background on old black and white, the way they used to do black and white is they had a negative. In fact, he had like 10 by 15 or 4 by 5 negatives, huge negative that you project through a light, and the longer you project, more you burn the paper, okay? And so you decide how much projection you want. Now, the very high-end photographer, they wanted a different light for the sky. So he wanted all the sky to be black and the clouds to be brighter and the moon to be brighter. So the way he was doing that, he built this incredible machine that had like 50 bulbs instead of just one, you know, which most photographers had just one bulb. He had 50. And so he could turn on all the top bulb, you know, and make the sky darker. And then he had a dodge tool. It's like this little spoon you see, his thumb is shaking, like to make so you would put it in front of the moon, for example, and dodge the light. So the light would not hit the moon. And so it would not be burned and be brighter, you know. And if you look at Photoshop and the way the dodge tool is, icon is, it's exactly how Ansel Adams' dodge tool used to be. So using the right Lightroom preset will do 80% of your retouching for you. But it also is going to give you a look. You can take my signature preset and adapt it to your style, you know, in terms of contrast and saturation. I mean, you just change one white balance, one contrast, and one saturation, you get a whole different photo. And you'll see that in just a minute. So this is some of the photo of my Venice book that I did with my preset. It gives me a consistent look also, which is really cool. Now, I want to introduce you to Hannes Koning. Hannes Koning got all my presets and then he made it into his own preset, because a lot of people think, well, if I use preset, I'm only going to be like doing Serge Remini style photography. You're not. Look at his photos. They're very different from my style. He adapted this preset to his style and he found his way of talking. We shot this photo. If you look at my Venice book, we were next to each other at 6 o'clock in the morning at the San Marco Plaza in Venice taking that photo. And my photo looks completely different from his. You know, I actually like his photo better than mine. He's become a master at retouching. You know, he can go like very natural to very saturated to very grungy to very light, you know. And so, you know, preset is a starting point, but it's a great starting point. Let me give you a couple of examples. You know, when I get an email like this, it just blows my mind. You know, Justin says, I just wanted to thank you once more for helping me with the interview. I also wanted to let you know that I just got hired for photographing real estate properties. Thank you so much for your help and inspiration. I've learned so much from your tutorials, and I wouldn't be where I am today without your courses. Just letting you know that you changed someone's life in a good way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I am 48 years old today. I never met a dime with photography before the age of 41 or 42. When I get a kid like this who's 20 years old who sends me an email like this, it just blows my mind. You know, Saeed sends me this email saying, I'm writing to thank you because I bought one of your preset bundle yesterday. And despite me being skeptical when it comes to preset, I want to learn on my own. But the result I achieved in one of my recent sunset pictures were outstanding using a preset. You know, guys, I've got an amazing deal for you. It's called the PhotoSurge Expert Photography Bundle. You can only get it here because it's not just training, it's a lot more, a lot more. First of all, there is some training, the Adobe Lightroom Masterclass, which covers Lightroom Classic and Lightroom CC. Lightroom is amazing. It's 10x, I say 4, but 10x my way of retouching photos. Then I'm going to give you 300 presets that goes with Lightroom. My natural everyday, which is the one I've talked so far about, you know, the 5 for the golden hour sunset, the one I'm going to be using with a special effect preset. Now, special effect preset is all my black and white Hollywood and famous Instagrammer presets. Then you've got Portrait Essential, which is more for portrait. It's a lighter preset. The two first ones are more for landscape. Then you've got the Wedding Preset Collection, which is also more for presets, but it's got a lot more lights effects. And then you've got the Film Look preset. Now, Film Look presets are really based upon like really professional films, you know, like Velvia 50, Velvia 100, Kodak, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For example, I got this email the other day from Norway where it says, "Hello, sir. Thank you very much for the discount on your presets for Lightroom. I've enclosed just an example of how I made my photo live again. This photo I totally written off. After running a preset, it became one of my most liked photos on Instagram within hours. And this I just made to try out your preset. I'm very pleased with your work and that you're willing to share with the community. Have a nice day." Presets will really change your, I cannot live without presets. But now we also got profiles, and I'm going to show you in a minute the difference. But profiles basically is a way to, you know, preset is retouching your photo, you know, based on the exposure, the contrast, and saturation. But preset is, profile is more about the hue. It's going to completely change your colors. And I'll show you that to you in a second. And I'm going to give you all my landscape, portrait, urban, and light profiles. I'm also going to give you my workflow course, which is like, you know, with the Creative Cloud, there's so many updates in Lightroom and Photoshop. This is like a crash course to get you. If you already know Lightroom and Photoshop, you can just do that course and you'll be fully up to date. That's some of the before and photos of this project. Then if you ever dream of learning Photoshop, let me introduce to you to my Photoshop for Photographer 2017. This is some of the before and after. It's just my best course I ever produced. It's 8 hours long, it's 66 videos, 21 different projects. But by the end of this course, you'll master Lightroom and Photoshop. Then let's talk composition. I'm going to give you my Cityscape Masterclass, which is how I did my book. So I'm going to give you my Landscape Masterclass, where I actually took a movie director with me who filmed me, and you will see through my lens in New Zealand exactly how I composed the photo. This is some of the before and afters. Sky replacement bundle. Now I'm going to give you 55 higher definition sky and show you how to put them in your photo. I'll tell you something. One of the hardest things with skies, you know, I mean, you can see the photo on the left is, you know, I climbed up like 400 stairs to go to the top of Notre Dame, and that was like a boring sky. I changed the sky, and this became my second best-selling photos in galleries. You know, go figure. The Art of Black and White Complete Pack. Now, that is a huge pack about how to do black and white with lots and lots of examples. Then we come to the portrait composite workflow, which is like my favorite type of photography that I have to do today. It's, you know, it's basically using a setup of less than $200 and a flash, and then being on a tripod and doing a mixture between the landscape and the cityscapes. You know, it's really I really love to do it. So everything is sharp. You know, the character as well. It's a mixture between landscape and portrait, really. And then I'm going to teach you my interior design photography bubble. I've been in interior design photography for 5 years. How to shoot real estate, how to shoot hotels. Then I'm going to give you my time-lapse masterclass, because time-lapse gets 5 times more attraction on social media than regular posts. And whether you're a wedding photographer or you are a fine art photographer or an interior design photographer, you need to master time-lapse. And on this one, I team up with Emeric Lebar, who is like one of the biggest and most known time-lapser on the planet. And he's going to show you how he does his time-lapse, like from, you know, holy great time-lapse from day to night. He's amazing. Masking and extraction masterclass. You know, you can extract anybody with even crazy hairs and put it on a different background. And the last course is the Photoshop workflow that I did with Kelvin, who is my own Photoshop teacher. So I took this photo of the Eiffel Tower, and he put in a tiger and the snow and the footprint. I mean, by the time you're done with this course, you can do anything in Photoshop. Now let's talk money. If you want to either get published or make money with photography, the last course, which you can start at first if you want, is my photography business masterclass. You know, how much should you charge with your money for your photography? I'm going to give you a price list that you can update with your own logo, your own address, whether based on where you are as a photographer. If you're like just beginning, how much you should charge? If you're experienced, how much you charge? If you're pro, how much you charge? I'm going to give you a PSD file that you can edit and export as a PDF. And next time somebody asks you for, you know, a price, you can just send that PDF, and you will it will improve yourself. How to get your first customer? What is the best way to deliver photos to your customer? The right way to use social media. You know, how did I go to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube? How did I go to 63,000 people on Instagram, to 140,000 people on Facebook? What about Google Plus and Flickr? You know, how to make a living using photography. All right, for the past 40 minutes, I think you would agree, I hope, I gave you a few good tips. Now, if you hang on a few more minutes, I'll give you your bonus. In fact, Michael here is going to give you your bonus.
Wonderful. So if you look in the chat window, I've actually put two different links in. One is called Facebook Free Gift Box. And if you click that link, not only are you going to get all of the free tools that Serge doing today, but you're also going to get updated whenever Serge releases a new video on YouTube, any new tips, tricks, hacks that he has, releases on gear. You're going to get that all through Facebook Messenger. So if you're a Facebook Messenger user, click that one so that you can get your free toolbox and we can keep you updated on the coolest things Serge is doing on a weekly basis. And if you're just somebody who wants us to email you this toolbox, simply click the second link, free gift sign up, and we'll send it right over. If you're on YouTube, make sure you go to the description window and you can click the links directly from there.
Awesome, guys. I have an amazing deal for you. This is a one-time only that you can get only in this webinar. So first, you're going to get this. But here's the deal. I'm going to give you all my trading, which is $2,000 value, all my presets, $425 value. And I'm going to give you access to my membership to my private Facebook group, which is a value of $3,600, a total value of $6,000. Now, what is my Facebook Academy? You know, you heard me saying Academy, Academy, Academy. I created the Photo Search Academy. Basically, the idea is it's a private Facebook group, and I give once or twice a month a photography challenge. But also I answer people's questions. Like Oliver Posey says, you know, what I can improve here. I gave him a whole bunch of recommendations. You know, the average comments on every photo posted is like 5 to 10. You'll get feedback from people doing the same training than you, you know, and it's pretty crazy. And I started this, I've been doing this twice in a row where, let me show you an extra, sorry. Basically what I do is that I do a live every Wednesday morning where I retouch only photos of the Academy, but it's a real-time experience. Like people send it to me and I retouch their photos and I retouch every single one of them. Here on this webinar, I will only retouch 5 or 10. On the Academy, I retouch every week, every single raw file sent to me. So you can get your photo retouched by me once a week. And so you can see, like, for example, the before and after of this photo. Oh, voila. So anyways, anytime somebody wins one of my contests, which is once or twice a month, they get a book. Something you want to say on this, Michael?
I did. Thank you, Serge. So when Serge and I started working together about a year ago, one of the things that Serge wanted to do was serve every single one of his followers, every single one of the folks that are watching his tutorials on a higher level. And the biggest challenge that we were having is we were getting so many submissions from people asking for critiques of their own photos that there was absolutely no way that we could keep up with everything. So we developed the Facebook Academy in order to give people who are incredibly passionate about their art, incredibly passionate about their photography business, or just incredibly passionate about photography, an opportunity to work directly with Serge and every single week have the opportunity to submit their photos, to get feedback on their photos, to have Serge actually retouch their photos, to be, you know, and it's not just that, you also are connected with passionate photographers who are taking the same training as you. Everybody who's in the Photo Search Academy is taking the training that Serge has just laid out over the past 15 minutes here. And what we're finding is instead of, you know, months and years, people are progressing incredibly quickly in days and weeks. And this is what we find to be so amazing about this group. And this is what has inspired us to continue to develop the group. And as it continues to grow and as we continue to bring more into it, like now Serge is doing the weekly touch-ups, you get so much feedback that you're going to see an incredible improvement in a very short period of time. So again, you know, the training that Serge has just laid out is the very best of step-by-step trainings when it comes to understanding the techniques and the strategies of photography, not only on the front end, but also in the retouching room. So if you're looking to improve yourself very quickly with great mentorship, with great support from amazing photographers and world-class training, this is for you.
Yes. And so you're going to get all my training and all my profiles, all my presets, and the access to the Academy. So as I repeat, my training is 24 courses for $2,000 value. All my presets, about 300 presets, and about 82 profiles for $400. And the access to the private group where I'll be retouching your photo and give you your critiques. You know, I either retouch the photo or I give a full critique of your photo. And I do it every single one that has been so far. I didn't miss out on any. This is perfect if you're just starting with photography. You know, you've got no experience at all. You're just beginning. Or you're an amateur. You want to become, you know, really have quality art. Or you want to start making money. Let me share you a couple of success stories. I've had this gentleman sends me, says, I just want to give you some feedback on your landscape masterclass that I just finished. I decided to reprocess some of my old photos using your workflow from the class. And not only I'm more happy with the result as I envisioned it, the reprocessed photos went into popular status within 9 to 30 minutes on 500px with a rating of mid to high 80s, something I only achieved on 2 photos previously. You know, I follow your tutorials because I've learned more photography techniques and skills from you in the past 6 months than in my previous 50 years as an amateur. Merci bien, Tom. So is this training worth your money? Freddie says, I purchased your complete tutorial this week and I've gone through some of it. I just want to say how happy I am with your tutorials. I still believe you've provided the best photography tutorials money can buy. Cheers, Freddie. You know, it blows me when I get an email like this. So you're going to get all my training, all my presets, the access to the private group for $6,000. Now, this morning, the first 25 people getting this are also going to get the photographer logo course and the creative composite superhero, which is a really fun way to learn Photoshop. So you're going to get all of that. It's a total value of $6,131. All right, now, if all this did was to give you all the tools you need to be a successful photographer, would it be worth it? I'm asking you, would it be worth it? If for $6,000 you are now, you know, a successful photographer, you know, or help you have more fun and stop trying to chase down the questions all over the internet, would it be worth it? Allow you to get noticed from your heart by your friends and family, would it be worth it? What is mastery worth to you? $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000? How much would you pay to get a complete toolkit produced in a simple language that can give you an edge in your art or business? You can see why others are paying me over $6,500 for my training and membership tools. You can see why it's a good deal at $6,131. Now, because you're watching this, you can get all of that for $299. Now, even worse than that, if you already bought a complete pack from me, or a lot of course from me, Mike is going to give you a link. When you download that link, when you click on that link, you can log in with your password, log in and password. You can get even a cheaper price, down to $239 for the access to the Academy, to the logo course, to the workflow course. Like even if you buy a complete pack, it's a huge improvement here. So where can we get the link, Michael?
Wonderful. Yes. So if you are in Zoom right now, I pasted the link in the chat window. It says special $299. All you have to do is click the link. It's going to take you directly to the page. And again, as Serge said, if you've already purchased other products, you are maybe eligible for an additional discount on top of the $299. All you have to do is log in when you get to the page, and that is right there for you. Again, we're only taking 25 people. And just quickly, again, not only are you getting the Facebook Academy and all of the training and all of the support and the mentorship from Serge, but you're getting the bonus logo course. And I think that, you know, when it comes to being able to brand yourself and stand out above the rest, this logo course is fantastic because not only are there pre-made logos for you, but you can also go in and actually use your own signature. And then there's a series of tutorials that's going to allow you to turn your signature, your actual signature, into an actual logo for your photography. So just a massive bundle today. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, and Kelvin, who did the logo course, he spent about 6 months doing 150 different templates. You know, finding the right fonts that go together, it's really hard. I'm really bad at typography. He's like a king of typographer, and you'll love it. It's one of the best logo products out there. So we're only going to take 25 people. Now, guys, you got 2 options. First option, do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which I forgot to say is 100% risk-free. Or make this small investment today compared to all the value you'll get in return and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If not, just ask for your money back and you will get it. Sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, I don't care if it's in 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now, just let me know and you will get your money back. So is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out, which even if it does half of what I've claimed, pay $2.99, it will pay for itself either in money earned or in being more happy in creating the photos you want to create. I've had people who says they got a job like 3 days after that paid for all this. You know, other opportunities can cost you more just in time wasted. With this, you get my complete training lineup. So whether you're in doubt whether to get it, just trust me, get this. If it doesn't work for you, I'll give you your money back. The only people that we ever refunded were people that did not open it. They just didn't open it, you know. So you're going to get all this. You're going to get all my courses. You're going to get all my preset profiles and brushes, all the access to the private group, plus the 2 volumes that is for a total of $6,131. Now, we're only going to leave this open for 30 minutes, guys. The card is only open for 30 minutes. We only taking 25 people. This can go fast. Last week it went pretty fast. So, you know, if you didn't sign up immediately, reason number one, you're not sure, or you don't want to take a risk, or you don't have enough time. You know, I'm nothing special. I just started with photography on a whim. I wanted to create art, and I was a struggling actor. You know, I just wasted so much money, guys, so much money by reading the wrong books, you know, using the wrong techniques, or not even knowing what to do, you know, or buying the wrong lens. With this, for the price of a crappy lens for $2.99, you can get a full training. And it's a lot of training, I must say. But if you give it 10 minutes a day, you will see results very, very fast. We're only taking 25 people this morning. And come and join me. I want to see you work. And it's going to be awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah. And so guys, again, these are going to go very fast, but I put the link in here for you in the chat window. If you're on YouTube right now, you may need to refresh, but the link is in the description. And this is we're going to go for about 25 minutes here. And if you have not uploaded your raw file, because we're going to be going through your raw files here in a minute and doing some retouching. But if you're somebody who's ready to take your art or your photography business to the next level, if you're somebody who's ready to do that for the much, much cheaper than an amazing lens, you can get this incredible course today. And the knowledge and the skill that you get in a very short time by actually understanding the principles and following through the step-by-step tutorial. And this is one of the things I love about Serge's tutorials is they're not crazy technical. He uses simple language. He goes slow, and he takes you step by step. He takes you by the hand through every single course. And what you're going to find is thousands of raw files in this collection so that you can actually follow through in every project and go through this course with Serge using his actual raw files that he uses for the lesson.
Yeah, and one thing I have not mentioned is that once you purchase a course, so first of all, you're going to get an invitation into the Facebook group the next day. But also the course will always be available for you online, either as a download or a streaming or lesson by lesson, including the source file. In this training is included 2,000 raw files. So you can practice if you know, with photos from Paris, National Park in the US, Florence, south of France. Some of my work that's even in galleries, I give you the raw files so you can practice with it. And you can see for yourself how these techniques really work. You know, I've never been more happier than being a photographer and being able to share. And from day one, I was so surprised to see that success as a final photographer was not that hard. Success in social media was not that hard. You know, it's just finding the right keys. It's like this whole game is a bit of a labyrinth, and I'm just giving you a map to something that works, and you will find your own voice while doing this. And I want nothing but success for you. So come and join me. We're only taking 25 people this morning. You will love it.
Yeah, we're just finding, I mean, the feedback that we're getting, not only from the training itself, but from the Facebook Academy. I think this is one of the things, Serge, that people lack so much. And when they're trying to do something new or they're trying to accelerate their art or their business, is we kind of get in our own way. We get stuck. We get tunnel vision. We keep doing the same thing the same way day after day after day. And what that doesn't allow us to do is grow in our art or our photography. So the cool thing about the Facebook Academy is you're constantly working with other photographers and you're sharing your art and they're giving you real critiques. You know, this is not something where we're just all saying thumbs up to everybody. we're very kind and compassionate, but at the same time, we're here to help each other grow as photographers. And what you're going to find in this academy is an extraordinary group of soon-to-be friends. You've got Serge as your mentor, and you're going to be taking your art to the next level. It's just an extraordinary place to be, and it's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and to really do something that's going to dramatically improve the thing that you're the most passionate about, and that's photography.
Yeah, and we had there's a lot of friendship being created, and there's a lot of private coaching going on, and I wish I had this when I started. If I had this when I started, I would have probably started making money with photography like 5 years earlier, And Scott Kelby told me once something that really struck me. He says, some people believe that there is only bread for himself, and I believe there is bread for everyone. Every photographer that I help make money, or getting published, or getting better at his photography, is a win for me. Because some people like sort of give me a hard time because I reveal all my secrets or give away my raw files. I don't care. I have taken the angle from the start to share everything. Like the last 2 YouTube videos that I did was like, I'm not an expert into portrait at all. I'm more like cityscape and landscape, but I'm not bad with portrait. And I found this amazing flash setup where you can do, and right away I did a video on it. Every time I learn something new, I do a video on it, and I love to share. And I believe that, I meet so many photographers who think they are not good, or they cannot get published or making money. It's a lie. It's a lot easier than you think. Start doing my training, and I'm not kidding. You'll get amazing results in a few days.
Yeah, you're going to love it. So real quick, I had a question from Rob. He said, how does the price get adapted for courses already owned?
So once you clicked on the link, let me show that to you. Actually, I'm going to click on the link myself. Hold on, I'm just going to.
Yeah, go ahead. And so, guys, the really cool thing about this training is, yes, it is. They're video tutorials. You have all the raw files. He's taking you step by step with short videos, so you can go back and use them as reference points throughout your learning. And it's an encyclopedia. So later, when you forget something, you can go back and find exactly what you're looking for instead of searching all across the internet for it. So everything is in here. And one of the things that you're going to find is, if you are somebody who is looking to, if you're going somewhere where there's no Wi-Fi, you can download the courses ahead of time and watch them on a commute. If you're going somewhere, if you don't have a lot of space on your hard drive, you can watch them streaming online. We've got a deal with Vimeo, so we've got great streaming capabilities for you, even if you have not great wireless.
Yeah. And so when you click on it, you come to that page. Now, let's say you bought a whole bunch of courses from me. So you see the price is $2.99. All you do is click here to log in. That's my login and password. I already own the course, so I already own it. But if I didn't own it, you would get a new price here of $2.39 or something. And then you can just purchase it. We've had a whole bunch of people purchase it. We're almost out of package. The thing is, usually I see the names, but this morning I don't see the name. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, they're flying in. This is going to go quick today, guys. So if you want to get on this, now's the time. We're going to be.
Yeah, sorry.
We're going to be transitioning here in just a second, and we're going to be walking you through some of your photos. But remember, we can only get to so many. We're going to do our best to get to as many as we can today. But if you want to get on this package, you need to do it quick because these are going to go fast. We're going to do as many photos as we can today. Remember, if you get in on this, not only are you going to have all of this, but you're also going to have, Serge is going to be going through your photos weekly in the group. So if we don't get to you today, just know that we're going to take care of you in that group every single week. Welcome, Rico. Welcome, Steve. We've got folks just rolling in here. So yeah, this is going to go fast, guys. So if you get in, go ahead and get in now. We're going to transition here in just a second. I'll wait on Serge for that.
Yeah, I just want to show you also something before I retouch your raw file, because we're going to leave the card open like another 15 minutes and then it's gone. But I'm going to be retouching the photos. I just want to show you something. Once you bought it, you just go to my course. So I've got everything there. But you see, it's going to be here, the Serge Germany Expert Bundle. You click on View, and there you have the exact sequence of training. Okay. You can either watch it, so that's going to be streaming. Or you can click on alternate download, and if you click on that, you can download the entire class in one time. okay? And or you can click on download lessons and you click on download lessons, okay? And so it's, you know, whether, and so that's the streaming. You can download the source file right there immediately. So it's really easy for you. Anyway, so now, yeah, we have a few packages left. Let me see, because I don't have the list of the people.
All right, so real quick though, guys, if you are somebody who wants to get on this package today, but you don't have the upfront cash to do it, we've also partnered with PayPal. So if you would like, you can actually click the button here that I just put in the chat window, click on PayPal, and then it'll take you to the PayPal site, and then you can sign up for 6 months, 0% interest-free financing. So that means that you could purchase this today using this link and the financing from PayPal, and you could wait 6 months to pay the $299, or you can pay $50 a month for the next 6 months and pay zero financing. So remember, guys, this $299 package. You're getting all of the presets, you're getting all of the profiles, you're getting the logo course, you're getting all of the entire bundle, the entire master bundle of everything Serge has done, from Lightroom to Photoshop to workflows. You're going to get all of that, plus you're going to get the Facebook Academy, plus you're going to get the individual mentoring and training, plus you're going to get the support from the entire group. This is an unbelievable deal that's far beyond anything you're going to get with, you know, even a hardly decent lens. What you can get for this is just an incredible value. If you thought about what it would cost you to get this for 1 year, it would cost you 81 cents a day. That's a quarter the cost of a cup of coffee. In LA, it's probably a tenth of a cup of coffee there. So again, I'm going to put the link in one more time. Serge is going to transition here and start working on your files. But again, use this PayPal link if you want to get that free financing. And then I'm also going to put in here again the link to purchase the $299 special today. Again, guys, these are going quick, so if you want to.
Yeah. And also, so if you want me to retouch your raw file, and if you did give me a raw file and did put your name in a raw file, you can tell it to Michael on the chat, and I will look for your file. Right now, I just want to. Okay, so remember when I said that the most important part of photography is the light? You see, that's a good example of a mistake, because it's a great subject, great boat, but the light is kind of boring. So plus it's overexposed. Like, and you see, if I bring down the highlights, I can see there's some stuff in the sky, but it's not much. Anyway, on a photo like this, what I would do is I would use one of my presets. I'm going to use one of my really dark black and white presets here, dim, and I would probably crop the photo, because I don't like that at all. I will go 16:9, because the gallery I work with, I do a lot of 16:9 photo, and I would crop out that little foreground element, and probably make the sky even darker because it's so overexposed, you know, like this. And you see the boat now is kind of overexposed, so I think I would lower the entire, I mean, the whole photo is overexposed, but I would turn it into like a dramatic photo like this, you know, before, after, using a preset, you know. Let's see here. That's something I retouched a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what, this was the before and then is the after. Let's see here. I got mixed up in my Lightroom. What do we got? That photo is confusing to me. There's great leading lines, but this boat here on the right side is really annoying. You know, it's kind of overexposed. This is kind of okay, but the light is boring. Boring light. Remember what I said, the most important part is the light. This is a DNG, but it looks like to be totally blurry. So also try to send me sharp photos if you can. It's hard to retouch photos that are not sharp. All right. Oh, look at that. That's a nice blue hour. Is that a raw file? It's a blue hour at least, you know. So blue hour, I think I'm going to go to my blue hour light. Boom. Any question? Anybody wants me to retouch their photos?
Yes, definitely. All right. So we've got. Wayne says it says $299. So Wayne, if you were trying to purchase and you've already bought something before, just make sure you log in to photoserge.com prior to purchasing. If you haven't purchased anything before, then yes, the price is $299. All right. So could you please help to retouch these raw photos? These are JPEG. Hein, you sent us a JPEG. So we really need, if you want us to retouch something, we really need raw files.
So that's an example using my just a few adjustments in my blue hour. So, but this one seems to be very noisy. Oh yeah, 12800. Now, okay. I give you a little trick here. He shot this at 12. I mean, if you had a mirrorless, you probably would have shot this at like 1,000 ISO instead of 12,000, because you could even shoot this with a mirrorless at 100 ISO. I get photos. So I want to talk about that, and that's a great opportunity to talk about this. One of the biggest deal between DSLR and mirrorless is that the mirrorless has got stabilization inside. What does that mean? That means that you can take a photo like this one at 1/15 of a second, but instead of being at 1200 ISO and having your photo completely ruined by noise here, you can have it tag sharp at 100 ISO, because you put a 2-second timer on and it goes 1, 2 seconds, boom, and takes the photo at 100 ISO. Because now this is kind of okay for the web, but it's completely, not usable for, and the person was probably, he was using a Nikon, probably I want to say the Nikon, what Nikon is that? Do I have the name here? It's a D750. D750, but at 1200, that's a big mistake from not knowing the settings of your camera. That's one thing I teach you right away, is how to get the best. The name of the game is always the best possible ISO. Big Sur, California, completely overexposed. Oh my God. It is so overexposed, it's not funny. I can try to save it, but again, knowing the exact camera settings of your camera will do the trick. I'm going to try one of my basic daylight preset on this one, dark one, see how it goes. It is so overexposed. Let's see the one. Yeah. But I still think we can salvage the photo, but it's, again, remember when I said the first rule of photography is the light? I mean, I've been there twice. I would never take a photo in the middle of the afternoon in this spot. I would stay until the night. It's a crime to be at Big Sur, California. This is the MC Whale Fall in California, and take this during the day. It's a crime, I'm sorry, as a photographer. It's a great composition, but the light is boring. Anyway, so that's the before and after using one of my daylight presets. Still okay, but anyways, right. Yeah, I'm all ears, Michael.
Yeah, and notice, guys, that the presets here on the left that he's using, these are the exact presets that you're going to be getting in the preset pack. So Serge, if you look at like from around noon, if you go to the chat window and you look from about noon on, you can see people are starting to put in their, you can copy and paste their file number. Andrea says, I bought the whole package a few weeks ago and joined the Academy. I uploaded a DNG with my name. It would be nice to see how you work on it. Okay, we'll get to that in a second, Andrea. And remember, Andrea, you're in the Academy. So Serge does this every Wednesday in the Academy, and everybody gets taken care of. So just remember that.
Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna start copying and finding. So this one is from Pravin. He was the first one to give Tom F, and it's a raw file, so that's cool. It's a lot of Canon users. Oh, I don't find it here. Let me see. Let me synchronize. Maybe some people added new photos. So I'm gonna do a little update. If you guys send me raw files, let's see if there's anything new. Oh yeah, 58 photos. Oh my God. Never stops. Just give me a sec. I won't be able to do everything. I'll be able to do a few.
Yeah, and again, guys, if you are, we're going to get to as many as we can here today. But if you want to be in the inner circle and have Serge every week to yourself to make sure you get your photo retouched and critiqued, join the Academy today. Just click the link. I'm going to put the link in here one more time. We're going to be wrapping that up shortly, but I'll put the link in there one more time.
Okay, so yeah, a whole bunch of new photos. So let's see, I'm going to go back to all photographs. And so this one was, let's see if I find, okay, oh, it's nice. I mean, it's nice. It's bluer. So this photo is from this gentleman called Pravin. Bonjour, Pravin. So first of all, okay, sorry, Pravin, but he made a big mistake. You shot at 1,200 ISO while being at 1/25th of a second. I mean, no, actually, no, you were at 120 millimeter, so that would make sense. That's fine. Okay. But why did you go f32? You didn't need to go f32. I understand you want to get everything sharp, but you would be better off being at f7 or f10 and being at like 100 ISO than being at 1600 ISO, because look at what's happening. Look at all the noise you're getting now. Anyways, this is kind of like an early money, like sort of, yeah, blue hour or daylight. Let's try blue hour or daylight. Blue hour is gonna make it very blue, and daylight is gonna. I actually want to make it. I'm gonna make it blue hour dark. I want to make it dark. No, this is not good. I'm gonna make it middle. All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna check my black point. I'm gonna check my white point. Always do that when you use a preset. Then you see that this white dots. These are circles. You want the circles to be placed properly. So I'm going to put one over the sun where the sun was. And I don't know, and this one is way too strong. Wow, it's way too strong. So I'm going to lower it like under 0.5 and maybe just put it in the back to increase the haze. This one I'm going to erase. This one I'm going to erase. You don't need to use all those circles. And this one I'm going to erase. Okay, I think I want to add. So on this one, I would add a lot more haze. On this one, you see on the circle, I'm actually going to make it a little brighter, and I'm going to add some minus the haze so that we have like more. I love, you know, depth between, you know, very sharp and very fuzzy photo. But honestly, I would have taken, you know, 100 ISO, better sunset photo. But that's I like the photo. It's a good composition. It's got, you know, it's got a good depth, which is good. Before and after, before and after. Not a huge change, but that's how it is. So, okay, next.
Okay, I'm going to try Danny, or 2018 Julie Norwegian. That's right after Pravin.
Okay, so Marcus Soren. Marcus is from the Academy, but he's a good friend of mine. And he's a doctor in Romania. And he is the most passionate doctor on photography in the world. I'm not kidding. I have seen passionate people in my life, but very few like Dr. Marcus. Okay, I don't find it. Let me just put the first word here. I don't find it, Dr. Marcus. Sorry, I don't find it. Maybe it was from the Academy. Pravin, thank you.
D85-7475.
No, I don't see it.
No, okay.
Mine is the bridge. So Wayne Ferguson. Wayne, did you put your name on the photo? If I type Wayne, do I find your photos? I'm sorry, Wayne Ferguson. Do I have a Wayne Ferguson in? Wayne Tristan. There's a lot of people here. Wayne Ferguson. That's the one. So that's a JPEG. That's how you retouched it, and that's the raw file, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. Well, thank you, Wayne. I can work with that. Okay, first let's talk about the photo. Long exposure, 30-second, f22, ISO 100. I'm guessing you are using a very light ND filter. Yeah. So this is like mid-afternoon. So, but because it's a long exposure, I'm going to try my long exposure preset on it, see what it does. I got a whole bunch of long exposure presets. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. All right, darker. I'm going to use darker. Okay. I want to see, you know, it looks like there's a little bit of warm in the sky. I want to see what golden hour. I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. What golden hour preset would look like on this one. I think this is going to work better. Yeah, I want to make it a little warmer. Okay, the problem with this photo, the main problem for me, so I'm going to put this where the sun ought to be. No, the sun was there. I'm put it here on the left. I can see what's bright. It's there. Okay, not that bright, but something like this. You see that the foreground is a little too much for me. Let's see here. I would probably crop it 16:9 and take out some of the foreground. Yeah. It's a pretty good photo. I kind of like it. Let's see here. I would make the sky a little darker. And the bottom a little darker, just that bottom, because it attracts too much attention, which is not needed. And the one thing I do when there's long exposure is I take a little brush and add a bit of exposure. And I just make some of the whites here. I make it brighter just to, I love what long exposure does to the photos, you know. I love what it does. What is not? I would not. Did I paint this? Yeah. Hold on. Something like that. Let's see here. So that's my version. That's your version. Oops. So so that's the way you retouched it, and that's the way I retouched it. You know, I just love drama, so I, you know, brought in more sun, made the sky a little more blue, and, you know, highlights. And all these rocks here, I don't think are very nice. That's why I cut it and even made it darker. Voila. I hope you like what I did, Wayne. I hope you like what I did.
Mary Mindham has a question. She said, trying to buy for $239 as I had purchased a program previously, it will not let me. So are you, Mary, are you actually clicking the link that we sent? Oh, Wayne says, thanks, that's amazing. Can I have it?
Sure, I'll export it for you. But it's a great shot. It's a great shot. But you know, you play with light where you want the attention to go to. Well, I'll give it to you, Wayne. Why don't you put your email address here in the chat, and I'll send it to you right after this is over. I'll send you the high res JPEG.
All right. So Mary, what you need to do is you need to go to click the link the $299 link right here, and then log in. After you log in, it will automatically change the price based on what you have previously purchased. If you have any problems, you can email support@photosurge.com. But you need to do it quickly because we're going to be shutting this down here in a second.
So let me see here. I'm just New York, New York. Oh yeah, this one I already retouched. Look at this. That was the raw file before. I don't know why there's some stuff from last week there. That was the before. That was last week. I just want to show you because that's kind of cool. Before. Come on, give me the before. Okay, I'm going to create a virtual copy. Sometimes when you retouch over and over a photo and you do like the before key, it doesn't work. So that was the before photo, and that's how I retouched it. Let's see here if we get some other ones. Bum, bum, bum. Because by the way, we're gonna close the card in about 5 minutes. So if you didn't get the package, now is a good time. We're only taking 25 people this morning. I cannot wait to see your photos. I know $299 is money, but if there is any way you can do it, you will not regret it. Wendy says, my picture was at the beginning of the retouching, a boat in the water. Is that it? No, that's Jenna Cook. Oh, Serge said the photo is bad light. This is why I submitted. Can I improve it? So bad light, boat in the water. Oh, you mean the first one? Well, that's why I went black and white, and that's why I did the black and white photo. Let me see here. You know, I went black and white on it because I thought, you know, it would be better. Let me see if I can find it again. So many photos. I'm sorry, guys. Because I'm using the same link weeks after weeks. Basically, the idea is, you know, you got to stay until sunset or sunrise or come back to sunrise or sunset, you know. This looks awesome. What is that? That's an F. Oh, that's nice. So that's how it's been retouched. Okay, or not. That's the raw file. So that looks like to be like a bit of, let's see, blue hour. I think on this one, I'm going to go daylight. Let me retouch this one. Oh, she says, Carson says New York was her. She did the black and white. I'm sorry, I got lost. All right, so you want to, yeah, color. I don't think there was great colors, but I'll try. Let me, I'll finish that. This one, I think I'm going to go to, let's see, golden hour. Yeah, golden hour works well in this one. Look at that. I didn't even click. I just went. That's something I love about the way they've done preset. Now you can just go over the preset without even touching them, and you just see what it's going to look like. So on this one, I will go like this. And if you're not using my signature preset, you're missing out on something. Believe me, you're missing out on something. Okay, so that's something I would do, you know, before, after. Okay, let me go back to the New York one. Let's see if I can find it again.
And Maria asked if you can also find one. There's a girl with a snake.
A girl with a snake. The Girl with a Snake Tattoo. The latest movie from Hollywood. So, okay, so now, okay, that was the original boat photo where she said, oh, how can I improve the light? The reason I went black and white is because you shot it in the afternoon. If you really want to create a great light, you got to shoot it when the light is there. You can, I mean, I could change the sky and I could do a lot of things, you know, but I'd rather come back and do it differently. So that was the one she said, yeah, so that was your retouching. Amazing black and white retouching. And by the way, Karsten, I love your retouching. On this one, you know what? If you don't want to go black and white, then I would probably go like Hollywood. I'll show you what I mean by that. Hollywood, I will make it like into a movie thing. So let's see here. Well, let me reset it so you can see the before and after. So golden hour black is not so bad. I actually like that. Okay, let's see Hollywood. I want to see Hollywood. Hollywood blue, Hollywood green, and Hollywood teal. I think Hollywood teal is kind of cool. I would do something like this, you know, just to make it like a movie scene. And I think you've got too much sky there, so I would crop it 16:9, which is my go-to cropping thing. Keep the boat there, something like this. That's what I would do. I hope you like it, Karsten. But I love you black and white. You nailed the black and white. It was great. You know, I just wanted to try something else. Also, Pravin says he just loaded another file. Okay, that's going to be the last one, and we're going to wrap up, guys. If you didn't get the package, we have a few spot left for you guys. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube and the link still works, you can still grab it. We'll still leave it open for a few minutes. I'm going to do Pravin sent another photo. So let me see here. I'm going to synchronize, see if I can find it. Okay, I've got 4 more photos. The best is that you put your name onto it so I can find it really easily. Let's see here. Just give it a sec so that it didn't force into my Lightroom. So you love the Hollywood look. Yeah, I mean, it's just an idea, you know. Honestly, you have to go back there and take the sunset at that photo. I know exactly where you shot it from. I did a book on New York. And David Hughes and that. So Pravim, that's the one you're mentioning. Ooh. Ooh. That's a photo. That's a nice sunset. I'm going to go right away to my sunset preset. I love it. You got foreground, middle ground, background. This is a really good one. You should come to my academy if you're not already there. Okay, so boom, sunset, not snow. I'm going to go sunset, maybe light. No, sunset circle. Look at that. Look at this photo. That's great. Sunset circle. And then I'm going to check out the black point, making sure it's good. Check the white point, nothing is burned. Always check for the black point, white point, and then play around and put this back where the sun was. And that's way too strong. So I'm gonna, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna just take it out because your sunset was already strong. It does not need to be stronger. And I think on this one, I'm gonna add a little bit of light on the flower in the foreground. This is a really good photo. I really like this. I love when you've got nice flower in the foreground and the lake. And I just wish there wouldn't be so many woods. Maybe I would go in Photoshop and erase some of this wood so that it's less dispersing. It's a little too much, you know. But it's a great photo. Very well done, Pravin. Love it. So that's my version before, after.
And guys, I'm going to put the link in here one last time. We're wrapping up. If you are somebody that wants to make sure because again, in the academy, every single week, Serge goes through and retouches your photos, critiques photos. Nobody gets missed. So unfortunately, it's always a challenge for us to get to everybody here in this kind of environment because we don't have the amount of time to commit to every single photo. But if you are passionate about improving your photography, you know, again, we're talking weeks and we're talking days and weeks because you get direct support from Serge, you get direct mentorship. You're surrounded by other photographers who are passionate and taking the exact same courses you are. Make the commitment right now. Again, it's 100% risk-free. So 30 days from now, you know, 29 days from now, if you're not happy, I'll give you your money back. Absolutely no problem. But if you are somebody who's ready to take action, now's the time to do it because we're going to be wrapping up here in just a few seconds. I'm going to give you the link one more time here in the chat window and give you guys one last opportunity to join. And I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah. And okay, I'm going to do this last one because this is one of my favorite spots in New York. It's the Brooklyn Park. It's the view of Manhattan from Brooklyn.
That was beautiful.
It's just a great view. I think I'm going to go circle on this one. Of course, I would put the horizon straight because it's not. So you just use the tool in the crop tool. Boom. And let's see here. I think I might go 16:9. I'm not sure about the rocks in the foreground. I have a rule about photography, which is that don't put something that's kind of half in and half out, which what it feels like to me about this rock. They're not really there. Like, that's why I don't put them when I go there. I think I'm going to crop it this way and, add a bit of contrast. And great job. Great job. Check this out. Before, after. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We are now closing the card. If you still see the link on YouTube, you can still grab it. I want to see you on the Academy. I want to see you work. I want to retouch your photography and give it 10 minutes per day, at least on my tutorials, and you will improve. And thank you so much for being there. Thank you, Mike, for helping me this morning. And see you in one of my other videos.
Wonderful. Thanks, everybody. And see you on the Academy. We got a lot of new Academy members. So welcome to everyone. You're going to be getting an invite within the next 24 hours to be joining the Academy. You have instant access to all of the courses right now. Tony, I heard you say something about you're having trouble with the PayPal. It's going slow. If you want to grab your place and make sure you get in on this deal, just email support@photosurge.com and alert Patrick so he can make sure you get in.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.